we're going to talk about all the hate comments that we get about our modest crop top. Not modest crop top. It's actually just called Halftee. And I hope you enjoy. Da-na-na, da-na.
The music, actually, I don't sing the music. Princess just edits the music in, so you didn't have to do a music intro. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Can you imagine? I'm sitting here doing all of my little, whatever they're called. What are those called? Riffs? I can handle the hate comments better than you do, little snippety whoopity, whenever you answer them. For reals. I mean, even yesterday you came in the office because you posted that one video that's actually performing super good. But what did the gal say? Problem. I don't even see a problem.
No, she said that the Halftee just created a problem.
Oh, the Halftee was the problem?
Yeah.
That was rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's fine. And it all works out because eventually they either bounce or because they just don't get it, or they stay because they're like, oh yeah, I can actually see a lot of benefits of that, even though I didn't see it at first. We actually had a lot of comments on that video about people saying, oh, when I saw this at first, I thought this was stupid. And then they're like, then you put the clothes on and all of a sudden it made sense. No?
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Is that what you're going to do every single time? Like,
I just don't know if we're on the same wavelength right now. Are we talking about one specific video or are we talking about two different videos?
well, I was talking about the one video you posted yesterday that you came in immediately because it got a comment immediately. And you're like, I don't know if I can handle doing these comments. Isn't
I
that
never
what she
said
said,
that. No, I
Princess?
said I shouldn't be in charge of the comments
Okay, you're right.
because I'm passive aggressive.
You are passive aggressive, which is fine. I feel like sometimes you got to have a little, I don't know, saltiness because people are salty, super
Yeah.
salty.
It's true.
All right, you're on Her Layered Life, as Charlie already said. And today we are talking about a viral video that went viral last week. I think there needs to be a little bit of a backstory because we did it the week before. And Charlie came in, we was TikTok Tuesday, and Charlie came in. I said, hey, are we done shooting? And she goes, well, I guess we could do this one, but we don't have to. And I said, oh, heck no, we have to do that one. And so I forced her, well, not really forced her, but I gave her the little pep that she needed. So we did it the first time. And essentially it's like a video, super trending. It's like 5 seconds long. And we do this stupid little dance. And then we slap each other on the booty, which is not even the butt. It's actually more of the side hip. I had no idea it was sexual at all. I just thought it was like this super trendy little dance song. And the first time we posted it, it actually blew up. And then I
That's
said,
stupid.
Chuck, we have to do this again. Mind you, in this podcast, Charlie will have probably 3 or 4 different names. It'll just depend on what mood she's put me in.
We don't have to reiterate my whole name.
No, 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 no.
Skip. If you hear a different name for me, just skip.
Anyways, okay, so I told her, I said, Charlie, we have to do this video again, but we're going to get dressed. So the following TikTok Tuesday, we do it again. And she is so mad, like so irritated. Because remember, because it wasn't working the way you wanted it to. And you're like, this is so stupid. It doesn't even transition right. Like, what are we doing? And then she hated her dress. She said she
So
looked like a
bad.
pioneer, whatever.
Nope. I said all the comments that we get about us looking like we're Mormon and from Utah are 110% matching up to this outfit description right now.
Yes, actually, that is what you said. But needless to say, I said, get over it. You're being a brat. We're going to finish this and we need to make it good. And so we ended up finishing it and we posted it. And it actually, in the first little bit, it actually got more views than the first one did. And then we get a text from Princess on Sunday morning about 3 days in. And she goes, I know we're not supposed to be working on the Sabbath, but we're blowing up on Facebook. And I was like, oh my
gosh.
gosh.
It had hit 11 million people. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Yeah. So this video we're talking
Stupidest
about
stuff.
is at about 14 million. And the funny thing is that it didn't blow up on Instagram. It actually blew up on Facebook. which is fantastic because that's a great demographic for us on Facebook. But it did bring, and the comments on Facebook were significantly more positive. Now you're going to hear some of the negative ones too, but they were significantly more positive than the ones on Instagram the first time we had posted them. So that was kind of fascinating. But I just wanted to give you a little backstory to this video. It did not get done in a pleasant attitude, but we pushed
Most
through.
don't.
Most. Anyways, so Charlie's been working. I don't know if you guys know this, but Charlie's been working for us now for 3 months.
Yep.
And she's been running her social media. And I was talking to Tammy yesterday, and I was looking at your cute little Canva project that you put together. And I looked at Tammy and I said, I literally did not know she was going to be this good at her job. Like, she's so good at it. And so we've been doing, I mean, our socials and our photo shoots, and I think Princess can attest to this, but they've been so good. And our socials so good. Our photo shoot's so good. Yeah, I'm glazing you right now, but I'm really not glazing you because I just wanted you to know that I feel like you're killing it. Even though I'm your mom, I'm not glazing you because you're my daughter. I'm glazing you because she really has like just leveled up significantly. And I think that kind of this viral video is evidence of that level up, even though I had to.
Which is funny because the viral video was you saying that we have to do it. And
Well,
I was like,
sometimes you got to work together. Sometimes we both have great ideas, and sometimes we both need to be willing to pivot a little bit. That's fine.
da-na-na, da-na-na.
I figured that was coming. Okay, so let's get into this. Princess has kind of put together all of the. Do you want to start? Do you want to start with your favorite comment, and we'll get going with that?
Yeah, I actually do want to start because I think this first comment. I hate to start off with a banger, but
well, first of all, we want to talk about like just the spectrum of modesty and how people perceive modesty. I think that that's kind of right, Princess. Is that kind of where we're headed? And just like, and also talk about, it's so funny how often people are so negative, like knee-jerk reaction is so negative. And then if they'll just sit around long enough, they'll figure it out. And it's not as like bad as they thought it was going to be to begin with. That's what I've just noticed.
Oh, you mean like the product itself, like when they first watch our videos and then they just don't quite understand what we're even selling, and then they kind of,
especially when we call it a modesty crop top, like there's nothing out there that brings more anger controversy around our product than when we call it a modest crop top.
Which is funny because we didn't even come up with the concept modest crop top. That wasn't something that came up in our marketing plan that we're like, oh, this is a funny spin on words. It all came over time from people just making comments about how it's a crop top. It's just a crop top. And then we're like, oh, well, put modesty in there, and that really
fires the people up.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
All right, you start us off with your favorite quote. Or not quote, but comment.
Okay, here it is. You're going to love it.
Okay, can't wait.
Well, I can take a G-string. Let me say this again. Well, I can take a G-string bikini and call it a modesty G-string. It doesn't really change the coverage of the garment.
Wow.
I just thought the G-string was funny.
I love that they're comparing a G-string to a halftee. Like
dental floss versus.
Yeah, I guess I don't see it, but I don't know. I feel like bum cheeks hanging out versus a halftee trying to cover things up so the strings don't hang out. It's so different. But I mean, essentially, somebody in the comments the other day said, so basically your underwear for the top half.
Yeah.
Is that what you said in something?
No, I'm sure that sounds like something Tammy would say.
Yeah, you're right. Underwear for the top half. I was like, yeah, actually, that's so true. We're underwear for the top half. But we prefer granny underwear over, I don't know, what would you call G-string? Youngin' underwear?
Yes, but I do think that going back to the spectrum of modesty, you can go all across the world and people probably would be in a G-string bikini, and to their term, like it's a normal thing in their society. People aren't looking at it and thinking, oh, that's so immodest. It's just like everybody.
It's so true.
Everybody does it.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I was in Brazil.
Well, I was going to say when I was living in Hawaii for a little bit, I felt like everybody that's just the swimsuits you wear. Like your booties are out, and
Yeah.
You don't think anything of it. Booty's out here in Utah. You're feeling a little judged.
Scandalous.
Yeah, you are. I would not wear the same swimsuit here that I was wearing in Hawaii.
Well, there we have it.
Well, I also have you here, so
That's true. Little accountability goes a long ways, I guess.
yes.
Okay. One of the comments that I thought was hilarious was, I'm not a modest person, really. And I think this is an exceptional idea. I hate, with about 10 T's, shirts riding up under. Plus, it can be sold two ways. Extra income. So this person wasn't seeing it as like a modest top, right? Or to for coverage and for whatever. But this person was like, oh yeah, I would wear this functionally. I would wear a half tee specific for the layering aspect, right? And I think sometimes half tees get stuck in this box of it's all about modesty, but really layering is an essential part to style. It's essential to like fashion and putting together cute outfits. So for this person that clearly understands that layering, that she layers with full length tees and that's annoying, this would be a great fix. But you
That's
she
a
might see her in a
bubble.
club too.
That's a bubble that I have to pull myself out of, especially when we're talking about half tees and creating content for half tee, is that not everybody is seeing this product as a modesty solution, and that it is seen to a lot of people as like a fashion, just a fashion staple.
Mm-hmm.
Some girl, we posted our what was it? I can't remember. One of the posts was a half tee, and this girl was like, "Oh my gosh, imagine like dark brown barrel overalls and then a nude half tee under it."
Oh, so
And I was like, "Oh, that
cute.
actually is so cute." But like my brain, probably because I've been in it for so long, doesn't even go to the actual styling aspect of this is something normal just to wear
As a top.
as a top and under things, still under things, but like essentially, yeah, with overalls.
But it's so funny because even that girl, even though and this is me assuming, right? So you can take this with a grain of salt, but even that girl is probably choosing to wear something like a half tee under that because she doesn't want to wear just overalls and her bra hanging out.
Probably.
So that still would fit into the box of modesty. And so maybe I'm not comfortable with my midriff in just a half tee underneath overalls, but she's still solving a problem where it's still a very cute fashion statement,
Mm-hmm.
but she's not comfortable just being in her bra and a pair of overalls. So for her, the half tee is the perfect solution to her modest spectrum, like
Yeah, I
where
totally
she
see what you're
sits
saying.
on the modesty spectrum. So that's something that we've learned so much about through the whole process in these 17 years. And when I really learned it is when we started going on home shopping channels and how many women just needed they all had, it was all modesty. It was all around modesty, but it was like they didn't know what to call it, right? They didn't know, like, they would always say, I just need more coverage. I just need to fix my bra straps hanging out. Or I just hate when my boobs are hanging out. And so it's not necessarily my arm issue as much as it is this issue. So it's funny, like you said at the beginning, modesty is such a spectrum. And in Hawaii or even in Brazil, swimsuits are significantly different with absolutely no rhyme or reason or thought process of what they're wearing versus what we're wearing, here in Utah. And all of it is all perspective. It's all what would be the word? What's the word for that? It's all relative. That's the word. It's all relative. So, okay, your turn. Another comment.
This one is a personal one, and you can answer this on like a personal level. But Mr. Nadine,
Mister?
yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I
let's
don't know.
go.
I'm kind of dyslexic, and I never was quite good at the
Well,
Mr. Miss.
is
Mrs.
there an S or not?
I had to ask. MRS?
Oh,
Merce?
Mrs. Did you say Mister?
Wait, but I thought MISS was Miss.
No, that is Miss. But MRS is Mrs. Like Mrs. Clark or
Oh my
Mrs.
gosh,
Barker.
this is crazy.
If you call her Miss Barker, Mrs. means you're married.
Bane of my existence since like 3rd grade. I had this one single teacher, and for the life of me, I could not remember if it was Miss or Mrs. And I didn't want to disrespect her, and so I just never
Said anything?
Nope.
Well,
Anyway, so
here we go.
MRS is Mrs.
Mrs.
Weird. Why wouldn't that be MISS?
Mrs. Because if it was
Mrs.
Mrs., it'd be MISSES, Mrs.
True.
Yeah.
Digression.
Yeah. Sorry.
Back to the topic. It says you're literally wearing them as a crop top in every single post. Not very modest to show your belly to the world every chance you get.
Well,
Are you showing your belly to the world every chance you get?
one would think so. One would think so. I literally have nightmares of being 90 years old and like, I mean, or actually, I'm like, what if ever I wanted, I'm not saying that I do. I'm just saying, like, you know, when it's like a presidential race and they're digging up everything in their past and all of it. I mean, people would have a heyday if I was ever wanting to run like politically because they could just pull up all of these videos of me dancing around on social media in a crop top. I mean, it'd be epic. They'd be like, we want this as our, whatever. But anyways, yes, I know. And it was something that I had to learn very early on. And I actually was told this by a woman who was at the time I cannot believe we've been in business for 17 years, but at the time she was probably in her 60s and she's been a customer of ours for years and years and years. But we were at a concert. It's called Concert on the Rooftops or something like that. And we were sponsoring it. Halftee was sponsoring it. And I still was not comfortable showing, like having models shoot in just a halftee.
I was that model. I remember being in a nude leotard with shorts because that was
because I was having a heart attack.
You're having a heart attack.
Yeah. Well, and you were a child then, so that's even worse.
Yeah.
Worse, especially now.
But I do remember that.
Yeah. So I really had a hard time. And she was like, Amanda, why are those girls? You have to show the halftee. And I said, well, if I show the halftee, doesn't that completely contradict modesty? And she's like, Amanda, you sell underwear. And unless you decide to choose, unless you choose to show the underwear, people are never going to get it. You have to start showing the halftee. And literally from that moment on, and then it was kind of a personal decision that if I was going to ask other people to model and be in a crop top all the time for our photo shoots and in videos, I could not be asking other people to do something that I was not willing to do myself. And so I just kind of said, screw it. I'm going to show the product. I'm like the best representative. I'm the best salesperson to sell a halftee. And here it is. And it's really not that deep. It's really not that deep. So
it's true.
And
I think that if you're initially reading this, you realize that our videos are not us just running around in a crop top. They're pretty problem solution based.
I agree. Yeah.
Very product shown. And so I think that this is just a misunderstanding with marketing in general, like not quite catching what we're throwing down.
Right. Which is why I think the second round of the viral video, because we chose to get dressed in it. So we weren't just like the first start of the video.
This comment is from the viral video.
I know, but it's from, oh, you're right.
This is directly pulled from there. So not only did they watch the viral video, but they also went and did the research, and it was still like,
they would have seen a lot of
them
stuff.
But I think something to note also, because that lady said that you sell underwear, and Princess and I have this conversation all the time, is there is not a single bra company out there that is putting a t-shirt over a bra and saying, hey, trust us, our product is awesome.
I know, you're right. You're absolutely
you can't
right.
Sell an undergarment that way.
You're completely correct. I agree.
This one.
Okay. Jules Hogue. Hoage. Hodge?
Hogan?
I don't know. She said, I love this actually. She said, missed opportunity to call it the MODESTY. Kind of cute. There actually was a company called MODESTY, but it's supposed to be Modesty, but they spelled it MODESTTEE, Modesty. I don't know why, but we might have been infringing on some trademarks or whatever. But yeah, you're right. It could be. We could start putting in the caption modest/T, which would be hilarious because that would probably rage bait even more because we're actually hyphenating and combining the two together. I don't know, but we could. Okay. But like, this is genius. Even if you aren't trying, it's supposed to be trying to be modest, because ain't nobody wearing denim overalls with nothing underneath. So going back to that exact same comment that we got on TikTok, again, this girl is not trying to be modest, but essentially she is trying to be modest because she doesn't want her bra hanging out, which again is so funny because there's so much there is so
But
much
is that modesty or is that just like society in general, like social norms? Like you probably should just wear a shirt.
I still think I still feel like it falls under the umbrella of modesty. I just don't know why. This is something too that's so fascinating. I'm going to call out influencers, especially influencers here in Utah, is that for it is very hard to get influencers to want to work with us. We have a lot more success working with influencers outside of, well, I mean, it's gotten better. There's been a bigger shift in trend. But when we first started trying to work with influencers, it was so much easier to go get influencers outside of the state of Utah than it was to get here because the influencers didn't want to claim that they were trying to be modest. They didn't want to like put that, what's the word? Is it a faux pas? Is that the right word? Um, but it was like, I don't know. It was so interesting. At least and luckily it has shifted significantly the last, I would say, 2 years of women, especially influencers, being more comfortable saying, hey, this isn't modest for me. I'm not comfortable with this. And I know, but I know how to fix it. And I'm actually super stoked to be able to fix it with something that doesn't add the bulk and the heat.
I feel like modesty in general over the last 2 years has taken on a much more positive
I agree with you.
angle,
Uh-huh.
whereas before I, I mean, 12 being forced to put cap sleeves under my tank tops in the name of modesty. And it was just horrible. I hated it. I was like, what is the issue with showing my shoulders?
Yes, I agree.
And so it just had so many restrictions, whereas now I think it's taking a more of a liberating stance. And I think it depends on religion, it depends on race, it depends on all of these different things. But um the liberation of like just feeling comfortable and confident in whatever you're wearing and showing however much you want to show, because obviously some however much I want to show is going to be different from how much you want to show
Hmm.
and what you feel modest in and what you feel comfortable
Right. Well, and you
showing.
had such a cute line, and we did this really cute little teaser, but we're launching out an everyday tank. It's coming in the next couple weeks. Probably will launch about the same time this comes out. But it is a lower neckline. It's flat hemmed, and it's we designed it specific for all women, but specific to help with the new garment that has come out. And so we've really taken a lot of consideration to that. But uh, we wrote about in the video that we were shooting today. I loved that layering or modestly, when you're layering to be modest, it's almost viewed as like a compromise. Like we're compromising our creativity, we're compromising our ability to create, we're compromising our fashion, like our own personal style. But what I
Mhm.
would really like women to feel like is that half tees allow you not to have to compromise those things. But you can still have your style, you can still have your creativity and do it in a way that still allows you to feel confident and comfortable in layering as well. Because essentially layering itself is a statement.
Yeah.
Layering's not a compromise. When you add a layer, and I think we've already talked about this, but when you add a layer to your outfit, you actually elevate your layer or elevate your outfit. And so if we can actually elevate our style plus give us all the, fall within all the different spectrums of modesty of comfort levels, whether you're in overalls with a hat, wearing it as a hat, you have to just to cover your bra,
Yeah.
or if you need arm coverage with so many of our women, I think that this is something so important to talk about is because we have been talking about modesty, but for a lot of women, it really is about coverage because they hate their arms. And I don't think covering our arms is a modesty. I would say that that might be the one thing, or like side boob, or because I think like side boob, and even at a level of cleavage and even arms, women are, or back, like our backs, there's just, you know, whether it's acne or it's weird spots on our back or certain things like that, that becomes a coverage issue. And women just want different pieces in their closet to be able to cover up those things that they feel super insecure about.
Mm.
And so, anyways, going back to layering, coverage, modesty, whatever it is, I don't want there to be compromise. I want there to be liberation, like you've already talked about, but also I want it to be a statement. And when we can make statements plus problem solve, I mean, that's like the perfect combination.
Old Sport 999 said, "These are called Dickies. They've been around a while."
Okay, what do you
Is
say
a
to that?
Halftee a Dickie?
I don't know. You tell me.
No,
Hi, why?
because Dickies are just the collar. Like,
Well, they're flapping around everywhere. Like, have you ever worn a Dickie?
me, no. I've
Well,
grown up with Halftee.
that's true. That's true. But you literally have, like, when you wear a Dickie, unless it's under a thicker sweater and you can't see it, you literally have this, like, line. I don't know. Have you ever seen? I know you have because
I've
it's our
seen them on
favorite
social
movie.
media, but yeah, like you said, they really look good under sweatshirts. But I think the same thing all the time. Like, why do you just want like this little random like piece of fabric under your top?
And they fall out.
Well, it's like a necklace. It's like, but it's a fabric necklace.
So true. But you can't, you essentially, you're not supposed to see it. But a lot of times you can see like this little ring around here, and then they still like squirm up. And so you're constantly like trying to tuck them back in. I did see a new and improved one. I mean, I'm going to say that Halftee is actually the absolute new and improved Dickie. We have been compared to Dickie since the dawn of time. And so I just kept, when people are like, oh, it's like a Dickie, I'm like, absolutely it is. It's just new and improved and actually functions well,
It actually works.
Yeah, it actually works. But my favorite Dickie is the one that has like this little rubber. It's not rubber. That's actually like an elastic band that goes in the armpit. I'm like, who wants an elastic band like sliding up underneath your armpit? I mean, are they less expensive? 100%.
Oh
So if
yeah,
you're,
absolutely.
looking for a less expensive way, but you're still there's not like different styles. You get a collar
Well, it's like
or a
specifically
turtleneck.
for a turtle. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
specifically for the neck in general.
Right,
But
exactly.
that's not solving the
So many other things that
so
need to
many
be
other
solved.
things.
So
But
yes, I would say, are they like kind of like Dickies? 110%, but
no,
100%
absolutely
better.
no. They're
No?
nothing like a
Okay, they're
Dickie.
nothing. Charlie doesn't think they're
I
anything
would
like
say
it.
they're 100%. If you want to call it a crop top, yes, it is a freaking crop top. It is not a Dickie by any mean, shape, or form. A Dickie is the G string of a Halftee.
It all works out. It all comes together. You're right.
It is.
Yeah, you're right. Especially when you add the little elastic straps underneath your armpits.
And if you want to go around and just wear your Dickie, yes, G string it up, Dickie version. We will not be wearing just a Dickie online though.
Oh,
We
you're right.
prefer our Halftee
You're right.
choice. I do.
Yeah, I agree, actually. I totally agree. Oh, I love this one. I'm gonna do two because these are both kind of this uh except for Sarah Clark. But what if I want to wear it as a crop top?
Do it, girl.
When we were
Do
our
it.
very first this is when Noelle was still my business partner, but our very first magic show, we had a guy come up and order all of our halftees for all of his bartenders because they all wore like midriff as bartenders, and I was dying. I was like, gonna use our halftee as
You're
like
so
they're just gonna
tender.
wear it.
You
Yeah,
are so
and Noelle's
tender.
like, frick, we don't care. It's a freaking sell. I was like, okay. It was so funny. But yeah, obviously I've shifted a little bit. Go wear it as a crop top. High waisted, half with a half tee. So cute. So cute. Okay. This one says, I think modesty means different things for different people. And this just kind of wraps up what we've been talking about this. And everyone is welcome to define that for themselves and otherwise mind their business instead of trying to be the modesty police. My version of modesty is not the same as a Hasidic woman. Hasidic? As a Hasidic woman or a Muslim woman or a fundamentalist Christian woman, and that's okay. Celebrating our options is the rad thing to do. I
Ooh,
think
that
she
is
meant to
rad.
say right, but I actually like
No,
rad
I like
too.
rad.
It's
That is
so
the rad
cute.
thing to do.
That is the rad thing to do.
What's funny though is that we have been called the modesty police.
Yes, we have been.
We're
That's
not.
okay.
It's rad.
It's
Whatever
rad.
you want to do, it's rad.
Okay, and Sarah Rochelle Brown says, just do an entire shirt. I already imagine the seam and transition driving me crazy, feeling half the back of my dress on my tummy. But I can see that.
No, yes and no, because I get what she's saying about imagining the seams. this is where it's so hard to sell a product online because you don't get the sensory of feeling what the product feels like and really trying it on. And I don't think there's any way to imagine that. And so yes, I could totally see people who are really sensitive to fabric and really sensitive to layering and get overstimulated, how that would be such a turn off if you didn't realize the fabric that Halftee uses and how soft it is
Mhm.
and how you really don't feel it under your garment at all
You're 100%
or
right.
whatever
And
you're
that's
wearing.
something that somebody said on one of our TikToks, right? When they're like $30 for something that's see-through.
That's a good point.
Like, that's intentional. Not that it's see-through, but that the fabric isn't so thick. There's tons of crop tops out there. You can go get one at Target for like $8, I think.
Nope.
But it's
Nope,
midriff.
I've done the
Oh, you've done it.
research.
Yeah, well,
There's
yeah.
nothing for $8. There's nothing for $10, 12, 15, 20. That's it. But $5 Walmart, nope, they don't have it. Just
But
saying.
they're making them out of like 100% cotton, and they're not built. They're not built to layer with. They're built to be worn as a t-shirt with a pair of jeans or a pair of
Yeah.
shorts or skirt or whatever. And I feel like we're kind of like a micro crop top, right? If we're gonna get specific about if we are a crop top, yes, we're a crop top, but we're not the same. Okay, I think that this comment actually is perfect for what we're talking about. It says, "Who's gonna tell?" It says "gonna" to GU. Who's gonna tell them that all crop tops do this if you put a layer over them? So that is the perception that all crop tops are the same, and they're not. I mean, we've shot so many videos.
I mean, they will give you the same. I mean, essentially, yeah. If you did do that, it will give you the same
right
general
idea
solution, but the design of it and the whole reason why it was designed is because people don't want to wear a crop top because it bunches, because you're still messing with it.
It's so
thick.
messy here, and it's so thick. Exactly.
Thick. It's not staying right below your bra line,
No.
which is
the whole point.
The whole point of a Halftee.
Right. Literally, they were designed to layer with. And just other crop tops that you're going to find are not even, they weren't designed to layer with. They were designed to be worn with a pair of jeans.
It's
period.
just like how a t-shirt bra is designed to wear with a t-shirt, but a push-up bra is designed to do something entirely different, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like each design was so intentional to solve different problems that people were having when wearing it under their garment.
Right.
And the kind of like the look that they wanted to present, like the
yeah, you're
aftermath
absolutely
of
correct.
the problem solving that they were trying to get.
Yeah, that's so true. Because we all have different desires. Like we all have different like needs and like little things that, we have some people that say, sensory issues. Oh, I would never be able to wear that. And then I simply say, well, do you wear a bra? And well, yeah, of course I wear a bra. Well, literally, you can't even tell you have it on. It lines up with your bra and you don't even know it's there. But I love this. Kara says, love seeing an inclusive size range. That has been something that's been so important to us because women, no matter your shape or size, all need a problem solver. And so I love that she did a little digging and noticed that. So, I love these ones. These aren't new. You just added a little ruffle sleeves. They've been around for a long time.
Halftee has been around for a long time. And we did just add a ruffle sleeve. And
but
it's
we're the OG. Sold out 4 times.
We're still the OG.
Yeah, we're still the OG.
What year did Halftee open?
2009.
Holy balls.
Wow, you just said holy balls.
It's a long time ago. They probably saw us a long time ago.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, maybe they just thought it was like they didn't realize it was the same thing because there were a couple other competitors probably 10 years ago, but in the last 10 years, there have not been really any competitors. But I do have to say, because this is kind of clout, I feel like we were on HSN, I don't know, 10 years ago, and Sarah Blakely from Spanx was there on set, like in the background, whatever, because you come in and you go in and out with different people coming in the show, out of the show. You're in the dressing rooms together, you're in the prop room together. And we were airing on Halftee, on Halftees. And like 3 or 4 years later, she came out with a product called arm sleeves. And we swear original. To Pete. And she used the same marketing, like the same little taglines.
Really?
Yeah, she did. We swear to Pete. Now, this has not been like confirmed,
This is all just your
This is
hunch.
all my imagination, but it seems to
But
think
was she there?
she was there.
You didn't imagine her there?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
Then it isn't all imagination.
Yeah,
at
it's not
least.
all imagination, but she did come out with arm sleeves after seeing us. And she did say, I've had this idea for X amount of years, which would have put.
Wait, did she say this to your face?
Oh,
Oh.
she said it in her marketing campaign.
She comes up to you, she's like, I've had this idea for years. 3 years later, comes out with it.
Anyways, so I like to think that maybe we got,
Say her name 3 more times and maybe this video will blow up and
Sarah
we'll get
Blakely,
some
Sarah
clout.
Blakely, Sarah Blakely. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Beautiful.
Didn't they just sell Spanx?
Somebody at Sarah Blakely.
I think Spanx was sold, but I could be making that up too. Anyways, doesn't matter. But what's it called? What is the best form of flattery? Imitation is the sincerest, actually. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So
Why didn't any of my words work?
I told you it was about the same. It was basically the same, but it wasn't the word I was looking for. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Chuck, thanks for being on here today.
Thank you.
Even after a photo shoot. Did you guys know Charlie's pregnant?
No one needs to know that.
Why? It's so exciting. I'm going to be a grandma. So Charlie's pregnant. She's due in July.
I'm pregnant. This is her baby. She is the one announcing it and everything else. She threw my gender reveal party.
By the way, I've
and
never
it's her
thrown
baby.
myself a gender reveal party.
Yes, she did. She threw this one for herself.
For myself?
Basically.
I didn't care if I knew what gender it was.
Obviously you did because you posted on social media.
Yes. A gender reveal party is a really good post for social media. Actually, it was more about announcing that I was going to be a grandma.
Oh yeah. Then bring in the sincerity. Anyway, we're Charlie and Amanda. We work together. Pretty sweet.
Sometimes it gets a little salty, I will have to admit, but for the most part, we're killing it together. It's been a really fun 3 months, right, Chuck?
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
So rude. Fine, I'm going to go to my outro. I need you to
No,
be
it's
quiet
really
while
good.
I get it done.
Okay.
All right. At the end of the day, I think this episode proves one thing. People have a lot of thoughts about women and what they wear. But the good news is they don't get the final say. You do. You get
Facts.
to decide what feels right for your body, your values, your style, and your life. And if you can be a woman if we can be women who are grounded enough to know who we are without needing strangers on the internet to approve it, we've definitely, no, we don't. In fact, we actually appreciate more the disapproval because it just helps things move right along. Anywho, that's a pretty powerful thing. So thanks for being here with us today. If this episode made you laugh or think, send it to somebody who you would love to share this conversation with. And we will see you next time on Her Layered Life. Mwah!